Hey TPT sellers, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll be digging into some of the less spoken about Canva tips that have definitely saved me a whole lot of time. So let's jump right in, and if possible, you can split your screen and try out these techniques with me. Okay, so we're going to head over to Canva and create a design. I'll be using an A4 portrait. And then once this has loaded, I'm just going to go ahead and rename my design quickly. So today we're making rhyming potions. All right, and then very first thing I look at is settings and show print bleed. And this is really important because when I print this design, it will not create any white margins around my design. Then I'll head over to settings again and add guides. We can see that Canva does give us some guides, but I'd like to add my own. I'll start by making the gap at 0. And then for some big guidelines, I could use 12 and 18. We can see that that's quite big squares it gives me. Otherwise, I can try 24 and 36. Those are a bit more specific, or 48 and 72, which is quite small. I think for today I will use 24 and 36. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll add the guides. Okay, then I'm going to add my headings, and I can see here that Canva does give me some really nice font combinations, but I am going to try use my own using ChatGPT. So I'll say, hey, ChatGPT, please give me a few font combinations for Canva. And they should be Halloween themed and spooky. I really like doing this because it helps me make my products a bit more personalized. So instead of using the generic font combinations, I can choose my own depending on the theme of my product. All right, so this one sounds nice, grunge and ghostly. The header is schlop, so I'll head over to my design and I'll make my heading schlop. Let's see. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that looks great. That definitely looks spooky. Okay, rhyming potions. I'll move my heading up a little bit, and this is where I can use these guidelines really nicely just to make sure everything is where it should be. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. The subtext should be, oh, I cannot even pronounce that. Let's copy that. Add a text box with that fancy name. All right, and I'm hoping that this will look pretty good together. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, great. So I will use that subtext font for my labeling. Next, I'm just going to put these guides off for now so that I can see what I'm doing. And I will upload an image, the image that I'm using, which is a potion pot. Okay, then I'm going to look at adding a frame because I want to make this as efficient as possible. We've got a few options, but I'll stick with my square because it fits well. Let me just find the right position for it. All right, now let me add my label below it. So this will be a template. I'll just put in XXXX for now and then fill in the correct labels later. All right, now I like the way this is looking, so I'm going to group these all together so that I don't mess up any of the structure or alignment. And because I want rows and repetitions of this, I'll copy it, paste it. it. You can obviously use your shortcut keys for this as well. Or in Canva, you can also just duplicate things like this. Okay, so now I need 4 of these, and I will push them all the way to the end of my margin so that it can fill the page nicely. Perfect. All right, now my next tool that I like to use is the Space Evenly tool, especially when I'm doing a lot of repetition. And now that it looks good, I'm going to group it again and duplicate. And duplicate. And one more duplicate. Okay, now we have a bit of a problem. It's a bit big, so let me move this up to the print bleed. And I'm hoping that if I space it evenly, it will fit, but perhaps not. Ooh, no, okay. Some things are being cut off. Let's move this top one up a little bit. And again, space evenly. Perfect. Beautiful. So the biggest reason I have done this is because I'm going to have quite a lot of repetitions, and I would like all my graphics, the ones that I'm adding here, to be aligned with each other. Because I have this frame now, I can just drag and drop all of my graphics, and they will all be aligned beautifully, which is great. Then I can just quickly edit my labels. We've got cake, we've got bake, we've got gate. This is obviously choosing the odd one out, which one doesn't rhyme. And I'll just show you here, just in case, that you can also detach the image and move it somewhere else if need be. So that's quite a useful tool to have, so that nothing is set in stone. And then I will add the rest of my graphics and just repeat, because now I have these frames and my template is ready to go. All right, let's duplicate some pages so we can move on to numbering our pages. This actually took me way longer to learn than it should have. So I'll add my page numbers here. And it automatically puts it in a place that I definitely don't want it. So I'm going to drag it to the middle, but just to be sure, let me align to page center. I can center it nicely. Let me just change it to our font for consistency. And then you'll see the problem that I encounter now is that it's just making edits for the page number on this page. As I scroll down, I'll see that number 2 is still in the corner, and so is number 3 and number 4. And to fix this, all I need to do is click on number 1, the one that I have edited. Click Edit. I can see that all the pages are selected, which is great. And then I'm going to apply the properties to all pages, which means my centering, my font, every change that I've made to number 1 will now be applied to number 2, 3, and 4. Okie dokes. So I am ready to download. I'll click Share, Download, and here is the most important part. If you are planning to sell this on TBT, you can choose your file type, and you must click Flatten PDF, which means that nobody can edit this document. Even in PDF or any type of app, they will not be able to move things around or make any changes, which is great. Thank you so much for joining me today, and feel free to comment any of your time-saving tips for other TBT sellers below. I will see you next week for a new video.